Everyone together. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Who's making noise there? Okay. So now we have to learn a few things. Before Janmashtami, we have to get ready for this wonderful event. So, where are the small ones? We had a whole team of the Niners, and they disappeared. I opened my eyes and they're gone. Magic is going on. Okay, so we have children of different ages. The scriptures explain that we all have the same age. You know that? It's just the body. Right? Some of you have new clothes. Some of you may have some older clothes. Right? And from time to time we change clothes. Yeah? Yeah? Especially when we are little. After 1 year, new clothes. After 2 years, new clothes. And it goes on like that. In the same way, according to the Bhagavad Gita, at some point we have to change the clothes that it's this body. You realize this? Is there a translation going on? We finish soon and we take prashad. Okay, so first question in the Bhagavad Gita: who are we? If I ask each one of you, you will tell me I'm from India, I come from Goa. I don't even want to think about Goa now.
From Punjab.
Punjab, Haryana, anyone? South India, anyone? Where are you all from mostly?
Kashmir.
Kashmir? Oh, yeah. All right, great. That's for the time being. But what about next life? And what about previous life? Do we know where we'll be? Maybe some astrologer or some what do you call it? Sadhu, somewhere in India will say, oh, give me your hand, give me a few rupees, I'll tell you, where were you? And, you know, I lived in India for a long time. But we don't know where we were last life, correct? 100 years from now, we don't know. Is that right? We don't know. In 100 years in the future, we don't know where we're going to be, do we? We may wish to be in Perth, Australia again. No COVID. Near the beach. Actually, let me tell you something very personal. I used to live here in Kinross for a long, long time. Kinross is just across the avenue there. So this, Perth Beach, right? Who's the owner here? Who's the house owner? Who's the local?
I'm not the owner.
Well, I know,
It's
but
Krishna.
let's say, on behalf of Krishna. So Burns Beach was our closest beach, our favorite. And so many realizations you can get at the beach. Because Krishna says in the Gita, of all the containers of water, I am the ocean. Of the rivers, I am Ganga. Of immovable things, I am big mountains. Which Meru is one mountain, yeah? Himalayas, the Himalayas, like that. And then he says, I'm the best of the best. I'm the sun, I am the moon, I am the wind, etc. I am the mind, like that. I am the tasting water. Somebody drinking water? No? So every time we drink water, Krishna says, Rasoham Apsakanti. The taste that we experience in water and everything else comes from Krishna. So there are 3 questions that we have for you tonight. Okay? And Niner? You're a Niner, right? And you? 9? Yes. 10. Okay. Okay. And you are 9 also. And you are 3. Okay. You are Krishna, right? And he's also Krishna? Balaram. Oh. We got 2 Krishnas. Yeah, right. Good. So there are 3 questions that Bhagavad Gita, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita answers. The first one is, who are we? Prabhu first introduced me as I'm being from Perth. Then he says I'm from South America. When I travel in India, people ask me, where are you from? When I travel in Bangladesh, when I travel in South India, they think I'm North India. When I go to North India, they think I may be from Bengal or from somewhere else. Right? But in reality, it's like I ask you, where did you buy your shirt? Right? And then you say, oh, I bought it in a shopping center. And then you look in the shirt and it says made in, mostly, where? China. That doesn't mean you are Chinese, correct? That means that the clothes is made in China. In the same way, if we looked at the source of this body, it's made in Punjab, right? Or in Gujarat, Haryana, or Goa. Made in Goa. And we may feel very proud, right? Because we love the Punjab music and food and the Goan beaches and like that. Every place, the Latin soccer and salsa and food and all that. And then I think, I love this until it's too late. Right? And then, according to the Gita, what happens? You know what happens at the time of death? Anybody? Everybody cries around and, you have to spend money in the funeral and somebody has to spend money. Maybe your own money. And then the sons and daughters and relatives, wives and husbands, they think, oh, who's going to keep the house? How much money we're going to give here or there, right? That's what happens at the time of death. But in reality, what happens with us, according to the Gita, is that we change bodies. You change clothes, right? Practically every day you change clothes, yes? At the end of the life, what happens? We change bodies. Simple. A question, personal question. Do you cry every time you change clothes? No, you laugh. You're happy. Huh? New clothes, fresh clothes, clean clothes. However, when someone dies, we all cry, don't we? Right? Before the person dies, while he dies or she dies, and after. Huh? We all cry. Why? Because we are thinking, I'm the body. And the body's finished, I'm finished. But the first thing that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you are not the body. We have to remember this. We are not the body. Can you say that? Yes. Yeah, I'm using you because you have a good brain. You're almost fresh. You're like a new computer, like a new car, fast. Once you get it all these white hair, that means that you're forgetting things, right? You go into a room, you don't know what were you looking for. Like, what was I looking for? Yeah. Yeah. The husbands forget anniversaries. Yeah, no, big trouble. Big trouble. Women never forget anniversary. So the first lesson of the Bhagavad Gita is, we are not our bodies. That's the first lesson. Huh? That's the first lesson. We are not the body. Now, there's another question that Krishna answers in the Bhagavad Gita. Again, if I ask each one of you, where do you come from? You would say, Mati, where are you from? I'm not from India, but from where? Benares, Jai. Holy place, beautiful place. So I can go around and you will say, I'm from this place, and I used to live in, the old days villages, right? Everyone sort of at a certain age lived in a village, most people. And we remember our village, our town, neighborhood. But what happened before that? Where Prabhu was before Goa? Were you born in India or in South Africa? In South Africa. Huh. Yeah, so in Kenya. So, before that? We don't know. Exactly, we don't know. So, where do we come from? That is another question of the Bhagavad Gita. So, Krishna makes a very simple answer. Very simple answer. We all come from the same place. We all come from the same place. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhu. Aham sarvasya prabhu. Everything comes from me. Aham sarvasya prabhu. You know, like when you have a very rich person or the boss of a big company, right? Big, who's the richest person in India right now? I know there are a few. I always get different answers.
Ambani.
Huh?
Ambani.
Okay. Right. When I went to London, I also, somebody told me, an Indian fellow, very rich. Huh? I forgot. Everywhere I go, I ask the same question and people tell me different things. Everywhere you go, there's someone who's most rich. Right? And if you go to his house or her house, everything in that house belongs to that person. Everything is mine. Everything here has been bought by me, will the owner of the house most probably say. In the same way, Krishna says, everything comes from me. This is my energy. This is my property. I am the supreme. I am the owner. So everything comes from me. We include. Now, okay, I have a question for the 10-year-old. Have you ever been lost? Yes, good one. See, I didn't plan this. We don't know each other. This is not rehearsed. Right. Where did you get lost? In the shops. Right, that's typical. And what happened when you got lost? Who were you thinking of? Yes, thank you. He's a normal kid. Give a round of applause. You are a perfectly normal person. You were thinking of dad. You were thinking of mom. Yeah? And you wanted to go home to get a cup of milk and to... What is your favorite sweet? Anything. Easy. Good son. Mom, give me anything. Not picky and fussy. So, when somebody is lost, and I say this story because when I was 7 years old, I was in New York. I was living there with my parents, and I got lost. And when I got lost at the shops, and I came out, I didn't speak English at that time, I only spoke Spanish. And I started shouting, Mama, Mommy. And the guards came, and they took me to security, and then they announced, and then my mom came, I love you, Mom. Take me home. So this is the same example that the Puranas, the Puranas, right? The Vedas, Puranas, explain about us in this material world. Here, we are temporarily with some family, right? But at some point, our parents go, generally or normally, before us. Is that the progression, the chronological, normal progression is that the parents go first. And then, where is Mama? Where is Papa? They're gone. Right? And it goes on like that. And then we go, and then our children start getting older. There will be one point when you cried out, help, I'm lost. But Papa is not there, Mama is not there. So who do we cry out for? According to the Gita, tell me, you're wearing that color, that's a very special. Bhagavan, there you go. A special people. This Burns Beach is a special place. I knew. I saw you dancing, I saw 2 Krishnas here, Very special place, right? We have so many programs, every week we have programs. This is one of the best I have seen. So, when we are lost, who do we call for? Where we come from. You come from Mama and Papa, right? Therefore you call for Mama and Papa. Come from home means where they live. They may change homes, right? That doesn't mean that you stop being father and mother. You just change homes. But you still are the son of Mama and Papa. In the same way, according to the Gita, we change clothes, we change homes, but we have always the same source, the same Father. And at the time of death, or at the time of trouble, what do? What you did? You call out for whom? Mommy. Your mama first, right? It is explained in the scriptures that the closest thing to the love of God is the love of the mother. Don't think it's the love of the dog or the pig or the parrot or the rabbit, the cat. No. The love of the mother. Because I tell you, and this is for us, the parents, the fathers. The mother works 24/7. Right? If the baby is sick, you don't sleep. If the baby is hungry, you don't even eat. You just care for them. There's no higher sacrifice in human life than the sacrifice of the mother. Even animals will give their life for their spring. So, love is the essential point. And the final thing, the final question, because one question is, who are we? We are not the body, we're a spirit soul. The spirit soul doesn't die. Where do we come from? We come from the Supreme Father. Aham bija pradapita, Krishna says. I am the Supreme Father. So whenever we're in trouble, we just raise our hands, and we don't shout Mama and Papa. We shout Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. This is the Mama and Papa in the spiritual sense. But there is a last question, and we finish with this. How do we connect back to Father, Eternal Father? How do we connect? Right? Where do you live? In where? Bangsha Grove. Okay, that's in the north. Where do you live? Tapping, that's also in the north. So you're northern people. We have southern people at the back, right? Pure water is one of the farthest. Right. It's like another territory, another kingdom. How do you get home? Right? You're not driving. Okay, who are you driving? You're driving. You're driving. Okay. So if you get to go somewhere very far, if you say, okay, we're going to have a program in Pure Waters after 1 month, and Prabhu broadcasts the address. What do you do? How do you get there? Google Maps. Thank you. It's a modern man. You see? This modernity. We don't look at the stars. Call the astrologer. go to the library and check the maps. No, you get Google Maps. Just pull out your phone, right? Put it up there. Sometimes you don't even have to type it. You just say it. And the map, beep, and then you get the, what do you call the directions. It tells you for 100 meters, you turn right and go onto the freeway and go for 7 kilometers. Right, you know, this annoying voice, you know. But what's the idea? You have to follow, right? You're going to start arguing with the lady. I mean, you can change the voice. What's wrong with you, woman? Always nagging, stop telling me what to do. No, you have to follow. By the way, you can change the voice. You can change the accent. You can change British, American, this, that, the other. When we were in London, I remember that one friend, devotee friend, put Indian accent. It was nicer because it was so demanding. You know? In the next roundabout, please turn to the right. I remember I feel like in India. You know, you take Americans, very demanding. Do it now. But you have to follow. If you follow, you get there. In the same way, the Bhagavad Gita is like a Google map. It tells you where to go. But there's one final thing. This is the takeaway thing that we learn. When you drive, you know, and this is for you who don't drive, but you will be driving. How old are you? Yes, 11. Okay, so you're getting closer. You want to drive? Yeah, of course. All the boys especially. So when you drive, there are a few things which are crucial for your driving. Just for the younger ones. How old are you? Yes. 11. There we go. What do you think is crucial when you're driving to get there? Say. A license. Yes, very good. What else? Safety. Yes. This is very mature. This is an advanced soul. This is older than 10 or you know. What is super important when you're driving? Yeah, you say it? No. Don't get caught by the police. That's clever. Seatbelt. Oh, these people are very, very good. Follow the instructions. I'm thinking of something in the car which is essential for you to get there. Okay, hold on. Don't say it. Brahmachari. The steering wheel. The steering wheel. If the steering wheel is broken, it doesn't work. You cannot get there. And you may laugh, but I remember once upon a time in South America, which is like India many, many years back, I was driving one temple car, and I was very enthusiastically, you know, and somehow I pull it, you know, and the thing came off. So he said to the devotee who told me, he gave me the car, he said, Prabhu, this thing, Prabhu, this is not second hand, it's like third or fourth hand, you know, I'm so old. So sometimes if that's broken, you cannot do anything. What are you going to do? So we have a steering wheel in our life, and please pay attention. If anything else, please remember this. This is the steering wheel, especially you boys who want to desperately drive. Okay, so remember this in your exam. You don't want to drive? No, not yet. Wait till you grow. This is the steering wheel. According to the Bhagavad Gita, the central point in our life is our mind. Okay? Our mind. Krishna says, and the Puranas say, that if our mind is properly trained, properly connected, we will achieve liberation. You all know bhukti, moksha, you know that, right? Only if your mind is trained, only if the steering wheel is working, okay? If the steering wheel is working, you can get safely to your destination. But if the mind is not working, and you turn around, nothing happens, where are you going to end up? You're going to have an accident. So the Vedas say, if the mind is controlled, then you can reach liberation. If the mind is not controlled, then you will achieve disaster. Disaster. Okay? Remember that one, okay? Now, the final thing is, how do we control our mind? We just have to remember one thing, and one thing only. Especially for us, we have children, work, the ladies work full time, all the time, right? Because you have to look after the children, you have to see the house is clean, and especially the Indian families, right? Every Indian family, Indian house that you go, plenty of prasadam, plenty of food, right? Please sit here, take something, some sweet, and poor you if you say yes, because they will give you as much, right? I don't know if every culture, I don't know if in China it's like that. Right here, you look. Everywhere. I have been in the villages, the poor villages in Bangladesh. I traveled there. In every place that they sat me, they will bring me water. They will bring me a coconut. They will send the son to climb the coconut, bring the coconut, peel the thing, put some gur, you know gur? Mix it up, there you go. You know, that's the sweet, right there. Right? That's the idea. That's Indian culture. Vedic culture is to give. You receive, and you give. That's the idea. So, there's only one thing that we need to remember for the driving wheel, for the steering wheel to function. One wheel, one word. One word. You know how many verses the Bhagavad Gita has? Not the Prabhus? No, Prabhu, I know you. Yes? 100? This is like an auction. You know when you're going to buy a house? Who gives more? Go. 150. More. More. Less. Wait. Right?
550.
Close. Krishna?
600.
Closer.
700.
Perfect. Great. What's your name? Arjun. You better know that. That's why you know the answer. 700 verses. Okay? Each verse has around 10 to 15 words. Each one. You make the math. Thousands of words. Okay? But we have to only remember one word. One word. And that word can save it all. Who knows what is that word? We have said it many, many times just in this last hour or so.
Krishna.
Yay! There you go. Krishna. If anything, Ante Narayana Smriti, the Vedas explain that at the last moment of our lives, we just have to remember the Supreme Personality of God. And Krishna says in chapter 8, Janjam Bapishmaram Baba Kayatyante Kalevara. At the time of death, whatever we think, right, that will determine our next body. If you think God, you were born again. If I think South America, there I will be. Dancing salsa, playing soccer. And each one of you will end up in whatever place. Your mind, remember the steering wheel? What is the steering wheel? Ramachari? What is the steering wheel? Yeah, I know, in the car. What is the steering wheel? That's in the car? Yeah, what's the steering wheel? The mind, thank you. Remember the mind. And the mind has one function. And that function is to think. Okay, let's do some memory now. Remember when you were doing your exams, another thing, Chinese, and Indian families, are the most demanding for studies. You know that? It's universal. Everybody knows. For you, studies is like, religion. Right? So important. So remember when you were giving your final exam? Remember those feelings? You were sweating cold. You were praying to all the gods. Right? Doing all the pujas left and right. Remember when you were doing the exam? Right? And when you're doing your exam, there's no time to look at your notes, or your notebooks, or your books, or your friends. Right? All what you are left with is your mind. And if you remember what you were meant to learn, you pass the exam. Correct? Life is exactly the same. If we remember at the time of death, exam, the last exam, we remember Krishna, then we achieve perfection. And that's why Krishna comes. He says in chapter 4, I come from time to time to establish dharma, to establish the path of perfection. And in this age he has come in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give the chanting of his holy name in the form of 16 words, 3 words, 16 in composition. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So everyone can practice. You don't have to be a Brahmin. You don't have to go to the Himalayas. You don't have to live in an ashram. You don't have to live your beautiful mini palaces. This is like a mini palace, right? You don't have to. It is explained in the scriptures that every house, it's meant to be like this, a temple. And we have a commitment. We want to do these sort of programs in every single suburb of Perth. I think there are 300 over something. I forgot now exactly. So now we have done in Burns Beach. Where did you say you live? Bangsha Grove. Tapping. Okay, so you're coming next. So you have to start working on that. We want to go everywhere. So if you can arrange that, the more we benefit, and the more everybody benefits. Why? Because Krishna says, Satatam Kirtayan Tomam. Let my name be chanted all the time. Not only Friday night, every night. Every day, if possible. But at least every so often. And then we feel happy. Others feel happy. The children benefit. Look, you're smiling. Huh? Friday night you can be playing. What do you play? Xbox and all those things. Yeah, you play. I know you can play. You have the face of Xbox player. But you're happy here. Right? Right? Because Krishna is in our heart. And if we please Krishna, Krishna helps us and we feel happy. Huh? Okay? Simple. So who we are? We are not the body. We are a spirit soul. Where do we come from? Where do we come from? You know the answer. Is it always the same answer? Krishna Bhagavan. Oh yeah. And what is the most important instrument in your driving? Your steering wheel, which is your mind. And the mind needs to think of one word. What is that one word? Krishna. Okay, perfect. That's it. So we thank everyone for this event. Very beautiful. How many of us are here? 40, 50 people? You know? So the more, the merrier. The more, the happier Krishna is. Krishna likes to see. It's like the father likes to see all the children playing and enjoying and happy and well fed. So the next part of the program is Prashana. Right? Oh, there's something else? Okay, that's a surprise. So thank you very much, and we hope that some of you can attend. We have a temple in Kalamanda, and there will be also other celebrations. We have some celebrations on Sunday night, evening, and also Monday night. But I think you have to book, and because with the restrictions and so many people coming. But if you cannot attend, the celebrations at the temple, either Sunday or Monday, you can do something in your own house, picture of Krishna, offer some fruits, offer some flowers, prepare something nice for him, vegetarian, no onions or garlic, and distribute it, and chant Hare Krishna, and be happy. Okay, thank you very much. Sri Krishna Bhagavan.